Hey there guys, it's Attack on Samurad and this is week 13, season 2 of the OBA. So our opponent this week is the Los Angeles Accelgors. They have Mega Metacham, Magnezone, Weavile, Victini, Crawdont, Zoroark, Accelgor, Escavalier, Dredigan, Rotom, Kabutops, and ORAS. So initially his draft was a little bit different. He didn't have Mega Metacham. He had traded for, before he had Mega Mega Gardevoir, and then he traded that. Then he had I think he had Escadrille. Then he had Arcanine as well. But this is his new draft. So this draft is actually very weak to fighting. But it's also pretty fast as well. Most of his team does share like common weaknesses as well. But anyways, yeah. So we only have like a few more weeks left in the season. Currently we are 4-9, so pretty much we're done for the season. The best we can do right now is to try and pull out 3 more wins. Maybe, I don't know, give it like go out with the bang, I guess. I don't know, but anyways, this is gonna be my team for this week. Gonna bring GlitchxCity. Gonna run a mix set. Wild Charge, Volt Switch, Overheat, and Protect. Wild Charge because it's a strong stab physical move. Plus, he doesn't really have a great resistance to it. His only resistances are Magnezone and Dredigan. So yeah, Volt Switch, you get Switch Initiative, Overheat because it's super effective against Magnezone, Accelgor, and Escavalier, and Protect to Scout. So pretty much it for GlitchxCity. I think it's gonna put in a lot of work, especially counters his Magnezone and his Rotom. So yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it. Now we're gonna move on to Mamoswine. So gonna bring Mamoswine this week. Gonna run it with a Stealth Rock and a Lum set. So basically the Lum is for just in case his Rotom may want to burn me and stuff, or if anything wants to paralyze or stuff like that. But this is gonna be the set, same set as before. I think I've had this set before, but I don't remember which week. But we have Earthquake, Stealth Rock, Ice Cold Crash, and Knockoff. Earthquake, strong stab move. Doesn't really have any resistances to it outside of Rotom. So yeah, and I guess also Accelgor, but Accelgor is very frail, so it can't really take an Earthquake too well. Stealth Rock, really good against his team. Especially for the Weavile and the Victini. Also good for the ORAS as well, since ORAS is pretty weak to rocks. And Ice Cold Crash, a strong stab move, does a lot to Dredigan. That's pretty much it. And Knockoff is good for getting rid of items. So yeah, pretty much it for Mamo. Now we're gonna move on to Volcarona. So this is going to be Volcarona's set. Quiver Dance, Fiery Dance, Bug Buzz, and Roost. Pretty standard. I wanted to run it with the Citrus Berry, so that way it can be at once it takes half damage, it can be at a good amount of health from the Citrus. So Quiver Dance, I want to try and set up maybe on his... I kind of want to say his Dredigan, because I don't think Dredigan gets anything super effective against me. Or I could set up on the Escavalier also. But yeah, that's what I prefer to set up on. I don't really want to set up on the on ORAS or Kabutops or Crawdont, because those mons really punish Volcarona very hard, so I don't really want to set up on them. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Fiery Dance, super effective against the Weavile and the, pretty much against like 4 things on his team: Weavile, Magnezone, Scavalier, and Accelgor. Bug Buzz, he doesn't really have a resistance outside of a Scavalier and Magnezone. And Roost is good for getting recovery, so that's pretty much going to be it for Volcarona. Now we're going to move on to Medicham. So, I wanted to run Medicham a little weird this week. I wanted to run it with a Assault Vest set. So, yeah, this is mainly for his special attackers, like his Accelgor or his Magnezone, especially if it's choice specs. So yeah, Drain Punch, it's really good for getting health back and stuff. Also a really strong move, and strong stab move. The only thing on this team that resisted is the Rotom. Everything else pretty much takes either neutral or doesn't take it at all. Fake Out, good for applying pressure and also break sashes. Fire Punch, strong move, just like Fiery Dance. Really, only 4 things on his team don't really appreciate it. And Ice Punch, that's also coverage for the Druddigan. So yeah, a little weird that I'm running the Assault Vest, but I felt like that was the best item to give Medicham. So now we're gonna move on to Mega Blastoise. So this is going to be Mega Blastoise's set for this week. Pretty standard, nothing too special about it. Hydro Pump, Rapid Spin, Dark Pulse, and Ice Beam. Hydro Pump because no one on this team really appreciates it and takes it very well. Rapid Spin, good for getting rid of hazards that 4 of his mons can set up. Accelgor can set up Druddigan, Kabutops, and ORAS. Dark Pulse, good stab move, well not stab move, but it's a good coverage move for Rotom, especially on switch-ins, and Ice Beam is also a good coverage move for Druddigan. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And last mon is going to be Spiritomb. Gonna run it defensively, Willow, Icy Wind, Foul Play, and Pain Split. Pretty weird set. Again, this is mainly to counter his physical attackers, which is mainly Weavile, Crawdaunt, Kabutops. Yeah, pretty much like a quarter of his team, no, like over half of his team is physical. So yeah, I think Foul Play is really good against him. Also, burning things is going to be really useful as well. So yeah, that's pretty much going to be it. And Pain Split's also good for his walls that have a lot of HP, like ORAS or Druddigan. And Icy Wind is good for slowing down his team, since his team is actually very fast, especially the Weavile. So yeah, and also the Accelgor as well. Those are like the fastest mons on his team. So lowering their speed is actually really beneficial for me. So yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it. Again, we only have 2 more weeks left in the season, so let's try and get our win. Let's try and get a win for this week. So yeah, I will see you guys when the battle happens. Take care. So who do I think he's gonna bring this week? I'm pretty sure he's definitely gonna bring Victini, because Victini is a pretty strong attacker, a pretty strong physical attacker. It's also good for pivoting. Also it can be ran mixed. Also I don't really have much of an answer to it, so I'm pretty sure he's gonna bring that. Definitely gonna bring Weavile, because Weavile is pretty strong and also really fast. I also don't really have much. Well, I do have an answer to it, and I do have answers to it. So he could still bring it though. Weavile is really strong, so I have a feeling he's gonna bring it. So Victini, Weavile. I don't really see him bringing ORAS because Metachamp kind of destroys it. G-Tar destroys it. Blastoise destroys it, I think. Yeah, it does. But there's a chance of him bringing it. My team is mainly special. I mean, is mostly special, or has a lot of special attackers. So there's a chance of him bringing ORAS, but at the same time, I don't really see it. So I'm gonna say he's not gonna bring ORAS. He could bring Zoroark to try and like mess with me with illusion and stuff. He could do that. So I'm gonna say he's gonna bring that. So pretty sure he's gonna bring Zoroark. So Victini, Eval, and Zoroark. He's probably gonna bring a Accelgor because that thing's also really fast. Also likes to set up stuff. I'm probably gonna bring something bulky like Escadrille, Escavalier, or Druddigan. So I'm gonna say it's gonna be either Druddigan. I think it's gonna be Druddigan more than Escavalier, because Escavalier has to deal with Volcarona, which it doesn't really like to. So I'm pretty sure he's not gonna bring it. He could though, but I'm gonna say he's not. So Weavile, Victini, Zoroark, Accelgor, Druddigan. Let's see. I kind of see him bringing Rotom, especially if he wants to try and burn me and stuff. And also, Rotom can hit Blastoise pretty hard if it specs. So I'm gonna say he's gonna bring Rotom. So Victini, Weavile, Zoroark, Accelgor, Druddigan, and Rotom. I think he could bring that. I'm not 100% sure. I know that most of the monsters on his team are very they're very frail, but they also hit really hard. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it. So my guess is that he's gonna bring Victini, Weavile, Zoroark, Accelgor, Druddigan, and Rotom. Again, he could bring Magnezone if he wants to like have 4 switches and stuff. He could do that. He has a lot of options, but yes, that's gonna be it. So I'll see you guys when the battle happens, and take care.